Pearce, the Communication Manager for SANFA, the South Australian No-Till Farmers Association. I'm in a paddock in the Mallee where we've experienced a 100mm growing season rainfall this year, which is probably about more than 50% down on a average season. So it's been quite a harsh and trying season for farmers in the Mallee for the 2018 season. Currently I'm in Brad Moyle's paddock where he planted a cover crop which was part of the deep tillage mix in the Winter Max blend that AGF seeds produce. The trial has been a success once again this year. This has been Brad's first attempt at cover crops since farming. Let's catch up with Brad Moyle and see how he has benefited from planting cover crops in the 2018 season.
Hi, I'm Brad Moyle from Garrell Farms, based 13 k's north of Perilla, a little township. Out here we're just running growing grain, or trying to grow grain as much as possible. At this stage no livestock either at the moment, and we're cropping probably about 3,200 hectares a year. So this is our first experience with cover crops this year. Thanks to the Department of Environment and Water, which we've done a trial for this year. We're standing here in a paddock where we've done a cover crop, a winter cover crop. This mix we used a deep tillage Winter Max supplied by AGF seeds. In the mix was tillage radish, tillage root max, vampire rye corn, Foster oats, dun type field peas. The cover crops compared to our own crops, they suffered a lot on the heavy ground. As soon as you got off heavy ground on the bit of loamy country, the growth rate was pretty good, the germination was fairly good, and was probably very happy on that sort of country, but yeah, definitely on the heavy country wasn't very good at all. Okay. On the light soil, vampire rye certainly grew well on that sort of soil, and also the tillage radish. I was rather surprised at some of the tillage radish it grew and the size that it grew to. I left a few strips out in this paddock which didn't have any cover crop mix in it at all, so that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what the tillage radish done through the hard pan on that sandier soil. So the net plan for this next year will be a cereal of some sort, probably barley I would think at this stage. So if we go back into stock, I can definitely see a place for the tillage radish to come into play, mainly for soil health and that, to penetrate through the hard pan, as well as all the mix. I suppose the mix is good for stock as more than anything, so mixing those three, well, all those things together could be a good thing for stock. I reckon I might add some canola to the mix just to use that bit of a cleaning type situation in preparation for the next grain crop. So to have a mix of fodder options for stock would be, I think, make our stock a lot better and also our soils a lot better. So I'm not too sure about the summertime side. Unless we have a wet summer, that may be an option. It could be an option just to have pick a year here and there every now and then with a wet summer. I think it's a watch this space. I think as we find out more what we can do and can't do in our environment. I mean, this is a pretty harsh environment. We're a pretty low rainfall area. Summertime crops probably aren't that much of an option, but definitely wintertime cover crops. Yes, within the rotation with stock, I think they'd come into their own with stock, that's for sure.
SANFA plan to be doing more trials into the future on cover crops. So please keep in contact with SANFA through our webpage, our Facebook page, Twitter page and YouTube channel to see what discoveries we're coming up with to make cover crops work on your farm.